Hello, WMBT, University of Health. How are you guys doing today? Praying that you're doing great. Praying that everything's going well. Um, Today we're going to do a teaching on the healing power of health. Why sleep matters, what happens when you don't rest, how stress affects your healing, simply bedtime habits. We're going to talk about inflammation, the silent fire inside the body. What is inflammation? Food that may support healthy inflammation, hydration, exercise, and when people should talk to their health providers. One of the things that I've learned with my dealing with kidney disease is that stress brings on inflammation in my body. And it does. Stress brings it on. When I stress, I get inflammation all through my body. And there are foods that are very good to help with inflammation. Hydration is one of the keys. Exercising is another key. And turmeric is very good. My family, they want me to go and to be a herbalist. I don't want to do that because I don't like dealing with a lot of different herbs. I really don't. I make my own medicines that I do. Um, like ginger syrup, um, garlic, all that type of stuff. I do that myself. I would rather do that than go out here and get somebody else to do make it for somebody else and they get sick. I can't deal with that. But a lot of people deal with a lot of herbs. And it's something I was sharing with somebody. They was making fun of holistic. And it got into a really big battle. It really did. And until they cut me so low until it was like, why do I even bother? But then the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, before there were ever doctors, back in the biblical days, natural foods were the answer. And if you look at a lot of people and the things that they do, it it shows. Now, I'm not Muslim. I'm not Muslim. But the real Muslims, I'm not talking about the people in America that has adapted being a Muslim. I'm not talking about that. I'm sitting on my bed, so please forgive me. I'm talking about the real Muslims, the women. They eat healthy. Some of the Jews, the same way. They eat healthy. And you can really tell it. Now you got some people that says, well, we got real good skin, but no, your food tells you how you look. And I sit back and I watch a lot of different things. Um, I sit back and it's like, okay, all right, okay, all right. I keep all this in my mind. And the biggest problem that I have is that when people say holistic is fake, I have a serious problem with that because food is your medicine, like it or not. Now, there are times that we get caught off in eating other things, but your food is your medicine. The Ethiopians, the African Ethiopian women, those women are some beautiful women. Why? Because they eat right. You really don't tell many African people having cancer. You really don't tell many African people um being sick. They have a long lifespan in different parts of Africa. Not all over Africa, but in different parts of Africa. Um, they have that lifespan. And I sit back and I look at a lot of things. And it's like, when are we going to get to the place that we can start taking care of ourselves? I'm trying to get the words out, so bear along with me. When? When? And when I hear that word, you know, oh, you didn't go to school long enough. That I went to school for yada yada years. But here is the thing: a lot of doctors are moving towards health in the holistic field because of the medications. I was reading an article, and I don't want to say anything because people have a tendency, and I spoke to Spotify not long ago. I got a lawyer, and they were talking about this. People have a tendency to want to report a podcast, especially if it's growing good. And my podcast got reported for something that it was legal. Let me kind of break it down. And many of you all been knowing me for a good minute. You were on my other podcast, Better Health for Women and Men. And anytime I say something, I'm going to have the information to back me up. Anytime that I say something, if I have to give a link to prove what I'm saying, I'm going to do it. But according to Spotify, someone said, oh, she stole my material. How did I steal your material when it's already on the internet? How? I only go through WebMD, and there's two more others that I go through. But you have people in the internet on the podcast platform that feel that she stole my information. I didn't steal anything. And I'm fighting now. I got my lawyers that are working with me now, fighting with Spotify with this foolishness. When you talk information, you need to know if the information is good. You need to go through the resources. And there is so much fighting among the holistic community. I have my own practice and I let it go until I get somewhere that I can feel that I can get everything going. Because there's so much fighting among them. Everybody's trying to do this. I got on somebody not long ago um, on Instagram. This lady, she was cooking or she was saying something. And this practitioner went into this lady like a knife. And I rebuked her right there on the thing. And I told her, I said, there is a way that you do things. If the lady was wrong about the information that she said, you could at least inbox her. You didn't have to. And I was honest with her. I said, this is the reason why I cannot stand coaches. Because these coaches go to school for maybe about 2 or 3 months and they feel that they know everything and they don't know everything. I'm not meaning to get off this subject, but this is very important. This is very important. The holistic community is oversaturated. Some are giving out wrong information. Some is doing this and some is doing that. Some talking about their practitioners. Yeah, you are practitioners through the ecclesiastics. There's an organization that if you have been through school and you can show proof that you have been through school, you get your practitioner license in the holistic field. Because that's how I got mine. So don't come around thinking that, oh, I got my practitioner license. The government they don't even acknowledge the state of Florida. They allow it, but other states don't allow it. Why? Because they don't consider you as being anybody. If that makes any sense. So instead of working against each other, why not work together? Like I say, I'm still fighting with Spotify. And if I have to take them to court, I will. Because for someone to say, oh, she stole my information. No, I never steal no information. I get all my information offline. Information is not a joke. Information is not a joke. But now it's to the place that I'm scared to go in and do research because if I go in and do research, oh, she stole my information. And that's sad. But I'm going to go with what I know. Just keeping from my channel being banned or whatever you want to call it. I lost money through this. I was going to get monetized. And I lost money because somebody thought, oh no, she did. No, 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 no. You effed up with my money. And I don't take that very lightly. So if I have to take Spotify to court, I will do that. You get ground information. I have appealed it and I'm waiting for them to go in and do some research. Spotify feel that because they are a free podcasting network that they can do people any kind of way. No, not this woman you want. Not this woman you want. So I have to go on what I know. Turmeric is good for information. You can make you a turmeric, how can I say it? Syrup. And how you do it, you just take the turmeric powder and just put it in a container and add honey and take it every day or either 3 times a day, however you want to do it. But take a teaspoon, not a tablespoon, but a teaspoon. Hydration. Drink lots of water. There is a thing called, what is it? That's online that is called water.com, where you can order your water. Me, I love drinking Canadian water. I wish Colorado had their own water thing because the water is pure, the water is clean. Florida water is not clean unless you go to those springs, and we don't really have that many springs here in Florida. Not have I ever seen. So I rather order my water. My daughter, and matter of fact, I am with Amazon. I'm gonna put the link in the description box. My daughter ordered a distilled water maker. And let me share some with you. That water is good. I'm not gonna lie to you. You might say, but it doesn't have the minerals. That's why they got vitamins for you to take for your minerals. That's why they have food. When I tell you that water, and she makes at least about 2 to 3 gallons of water a day, that thing is off the chain. I'm not lying. It purifies water. You can go out to the spring and get water, and that machine will purify it. That's what I like. People should go to the health, excuse me, correction, exercises. Tai Chi got a program out now for women over 50 walking and doing Tai Chi. Me, I don't have time to walk, although I should, but I don't have time. Only time I really have time to walk is when I go to the store because I'm busy. When should people talk to their doctor? When the inflammation start getting worse, legs start hurting real bad, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's when you should be talking to your doctor. Don't wait till it get out of hand and then they want to put you on ibuprofen. They want to do this. No, do it the right way. Prevention. Do some of y'all remember when what is that company that came out with Reader's Digest came out with prevention? Everybody thought that that magazine was crazy, but at the end of the day, that magazine was really coming out and telling people you can't prevent things from happening if you work with it. Going and getting your labs done. I was scared to go get my labs done. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really was. But I'm glad I did because I thought that things was worse than what they were, but they wasn't. Get your blood quick. Get your blood test. Check your blood pressure. Get a for sugar. I have a machine. I got to get another battery for it, but I have a machine. Check your blood. Check your sugar, glucose, cholesterol, kidneys. Go and get a kidney test. I'm trying to think of the name of the company that you can use. Now I go to your doctor and get your doctor to do the lab work, put the lab work in. If you don't have insurance, LabCorp is $360. Between 340 and 360. Yeah, between 340 and 360. Go get it done. Because if you get it done, you know where you stand at. Liver enzymes. Get your liver tested. Learn to know what your numbers are. Water is one of the most powerful nutrients. Drinking water. Let me tell you something. When you talk, when I say about water, water is the key to everything. Water is. Water is the healer. That's what water is. Water is the healer. Water is really all you need. Water for kidney health. Water and energy, staying dehydrated. Signs of dehydration, and staying hydrated. Water is the key. Not sodas, not these other drinks, but water. Not sparkling water, but water. If you're gonna drink sodas, drink probiotic sodas. Sparkling water. I make my own juices. Sparkling water. The grocery store is your first pharmacy. Reading the labels, looking at everything, versus fresh, frozen versus fresh vegetables, healthy pantry staples, budget-friendly healthy eating. It's not complicated. It's very simple. I was looking at a show the other night, and this is me. I can't speak for nobody else, but this is me. I'm going back to being vegan. I love bacon. Everybody loves bacon. But what I seen on this show, it turned my stomach against bacon. We always hear that pork is bad for you. Well, there's a reason why pork is bad, especially bacon. The level of salt that they put in that bacon. And just to find out that the labels are not real, what they say that like hickory smoke, no, they use liquid smoke. And when I'm seeing it, it's like, what in the world? What is truly going on here? And you might say, but I love my bacon. Well, I would rather, and this is just me personally, this has nothing to do with nobody else. This is me personally. I would rather I just had an idea just popped in my head. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ride with me a little bit on this one. This idea just popped in my head. Oh my God. Making your own bacon. Now, hear me out before some of you all start telling me, oh, she really don't lost her mind. Have you seen where that they have taken beef and spread it out on parchment paper and have spread the beef out so thin, like tissue paper, excuse me, and they fold it up. Well, this idea just hit my mind by getting grass-fed beef and making it into like a hickory bacon, you know, adding the liquid smoke, the maple syrup, and all that, and just add it all in there, and then put it on a parchment paper and just rolling it out so thin, and take the parchment paper and fold it up, and fold it up to the place it's thin that when you unravel the parchment paper, the meat was the meat is so thin until it will come out, and you can eat it because you put it in the oven, or either you can put it in the refrigerator, or however you want to do it. That just popped in my mind. Or either you can take mushrooms, the portobello mushrooms, and cut them so thin. And then they have the other mushrooms that begin with an S, and you can cut them so thin, and you can make bacon. Let them soak. I've seen one guy take banana peelings and make it. And I tried it one time, and I you really couldn't taste the difference. Only thing it's not meat, but there are ways that you can do it. But when I seen that, it's like, are you serious? They put in so much salt, and then you wonder why people's blood pressure goes up. It's because of all that salt. And then to say that, oh, it's hickory, when they found out that they use liquid smoke. Well, guess what? I can use liquid smoke. I mean, come on. Let's be for real. All that type of stuff. And it's going into your system. Now, frozen versus fresh vegetables. I love frozen vegetables. And let me kind of explain to you why I love frozen vegetables. Frozen vegetables, yes, they have a little salt in there, but you can rinse that salt off. It's just like canned food. You can rinse the salt off the canned food. You might have to blanch them a couple times, but you can do that because the salt is preservative. So you can do that. I seen this one lady. Um, it was on one. It was on TikTok or Instagram. It could have been on doggone YouTube, where she took a cucumber and she salted it down real good. I mean, she salted that thing down good, and she put it in parchment paper, and then she turned around and put it in aluminum foil and let it set for at least about 48 hours. When she pulled it out, it was a pickle. And it's like, what in the world? But guess what? It was homemade. Reading labels, you don't, especially when they have the how can I use the word, the big words that you cannot pronounce. And it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, y'all remember when Hamburger Helper came in out? Everybody loved them some Hamburger Helper, which was nothing but noodles, macaroni, and some seasoning. But guess what? You can do the same thing because you can use paprika that makes the seasoning red. That's how they do it. Tuna helper. Oh, I used to love me some tuna helper. Man, that just gave me an idea. I might fix it for dinner this week. Only thing they use, well, they had powdered cheese, but you can go and get the Velveeta cheese, or either you can use Parmesan cheese. There are ways that you can do it. When I seen that video, that was enough right there for me. I said, thing, I'm not messing with this. Make budget friendly meals. Me, I like Publix. I love Publix because I don't have time to be cutting up fruit. Now my daughter, I've sit here and seen her buy fruit, and because the way that her and I work, the fruit in them going bad. It's like, girl, come on here. I seen her take a whole tray of chicken breast, and throw it away. She said, Mama, I didn't have time. I said, girl, that's food. I know, mommy. I know. Make budget friendly meals. If you have a Sprouts, go to Sprouts. They have a section where meats are about to run out. Grab you some. That's what I've done. Yesterday I ate some salmon that I put in the freezer. And I was kind of afraid to eat the salmon because it was in the refrigerator for such a long time. So what I did, I ate some, and I said, I don't want food poisoning. But guess what? I woke up this morning, no food poisoning. I said, yep, I'm going back down there and get me some more salmon. Or do better than that, go to, like I say, Sprouts, and get you a filet. One of those big, long fillets, and let them cut them up for you. Skin it and cut it up. I'd rather pay I'd rather pay $50 for that than to let it go bad, if that makes any sense. Or either you got some companies, seafood companies, that you can order seafood. Me, I'm a salmon person because of the omegas. All this have to do with rest. And I'm going to bring it down because you might be saying, how does this have to do with rest? I'm going to bring it down. Jesus rested. He said about the 7 days a day of rest. I've seen people, they work so much until they don't even rest. Me, we were off for 3 days for the 4th of July. I'm not into the 4th of July. That has never been my cup of tea, 4th of July. And it has nothing to do with, oh, you're not a patriot of America. I am. But me, I just don't celebrate things like that much. And 3 days, Thursday night, I took my medication, and I take gabapentin. Now, there's a lady on TikTok, and she talks about gabapentin. Gabapentin helps me. It doesn't affect my kidneys like ibuprofen does. So, anytime I take a gabapentin, I have to take a half of one. Because if I take the whole one, it knocks me out. And I'm groggy. So, I took the gabapentin. And I don't know, normally my daughter don't ask me, do I want coffee? But she hadn't heard me. She hadn't heard me. And so she knocked on the door. She said, Mommy, you want some coffee? And I woke up and I said, yeah. Well, I'm thinking it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. It was 12:30 in the evening. Like, oh my God. And I told her, I said, I took that gabapentin. I said, oh my God, oh my God. And she said, are you okay? I said, yeah, yeah, I'm fine. But my body needed rest. Digestive system. Now I'm able to go to the bathroom and handle my business better than what I was the first time. Blood pressure doing good. Getting sleep. learning how to reduce stress. And if you are a mother, and this is for the mothers, if you are a mother and you have grown children, stop worrying about your children because that alone will pull you down. I am the mother of 5 daughters that I love with all my heart, 13 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren. And I've had to learn how to let them go, be there for them if they want to talk to me or whatever, but let them raise their family. I'm in my early 60s. No shame to my game. Now it's time for me to live. And I've had to learn that. I've had to learn it. Has it been hard? Heck yeah. But I've had to learn that. Stress is what makes you sick. Stress affects the heart. It affects the digestive system. It affects the your blood pressure. It affects your sleep. It affects it. And while you run around here stressing, everybody looking at you all crazy. I had to learn that. And it's like now, I love my grandchildren, but some of them are grown and they have their mind. They their minds in totally different places. Do I love them? Yes. But I don't deal with them if that makes any sense. Because I was brought up in one way. And this new generation, they don't want to listen. And they don't. They want to do what they feel that they want to do. And it's like, no, I'm not a part of that. I'm not a part of that. What your tongue and your skin and your eyes can tell you about your health. You'll be surprised. Sometimes that tongue, you go to a doctor and you look at that tongue and that doctor can tell you right then and there what the problem is. Your eyes. When your blood pressure goes sky high, you can look at your eyes and like, ooh, that blood pressure is sky high. Your skin. When that skin starts getting dark, yeah, and I'm not talking about, how can I use the word? I'm not talking about like, let's use black people. People make fun of black people. Oh, they so dark that you can't see them. Sometimes it could be their health. This is why I don't never make fun of people because you don't know. Now you got some beautiful, real dark people. You really do. But then you got some people that are dark because of their skin. I mean, because of their illnesses. There's a guy that I listen to sometimes, he has cancer. And you can look at his hands, how dark they are. And it's like, wow, wow. Get yourself checked out. Don't play with it. Building healthy habits. Now, me, collagen is the number one thing for older people. And people spend a lot of money on collagen. I don't. I use Knox gelatin. That's what I use. Non-flavored gelatin. And I drink it. Do I drink it every day? No. And I should. But that's what I drink. bone health, collagen again, protein. If you don't want to eat meat, and in a way, I don't blame you. If you don't want to eat meat, get you a good protein powder. Peanuts, some nuts have a lot of protein, but get you a good protein powder. Balance yourself. Get screening. Don't matter how much it costs, get screening. Rest is not expensive if you do it the right way. Resting is not. You can go on a trip. Now, me personally, I like the water, but there's a channel on Instagram, and boy, mm, they be going on those ships, and I said that's okay, I'm all right because the way that the waves come in, I've seen them take them ships and almost flip them over. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. No, I'm fine. We ain't we ain't gotta go through all that. But healthy living doesn't have to be expensive. Go to the beach. If you have a beach, go to the beach. Some people, there is a new beach, and well, there are a couple of them in Florida. And some people just go and relax their bodies and be nude. Me, I don't do it, but some people do. Go somewhere that it doesn't cost you an arm and leg. If you got a big size bathroom, make you a retreat in your bathroom. If you don't want to do that, you can get those inflatable tubs. And if it's just you by yourself, create you a nice spa in your living room. Don't nobody have to know what it is. Create you a nice spa in the living room. You have your TV. Have you some nice candles around your bedroom? Excuse me, your living room, and put that inflatable tub in there, and just sit there and look at TV. It doesn't have to be expensive. Eating healthy don't have to be expensive. Beans, rice, oats, frozen vegetables, meal planning, buying seasonal produce. It's that simple. Go and learn how to cook. Now, I like all recipes. I love her channel. She has taught me some things. I love her channel. Do that. She made a thing called frozen slaw. You might say, but I don't want to buy no. I don't want to buy the head of cabbage. Go into the produce at Walmart or even Publix and get the frozen cabbage. The cabbage. Season it real good. Throw it in that freezer. Bring it out. Let it unthaw naturally because it has the juices that are already in it. Add your little mayonnaise. You got some slaw. Dirty cabbage, where you can add hamburger. Some might want to use pork sausages. Some might want to use chicken, turkey, or whatever meat that you want to use. That's your business. Some might want to use bacon, but make you some dirty cabbage. And how they do it, I seen the recipe, but I would add my own recipe. Cabbage, collard greens, peppers, onions, and maybe add some beef, like that thin beef that they make cheese steaks out of them, or that shaved beef that you can buy. Make me some dirty cabbage. You have a meal. Now my family like cabbage soup. Make some cabbage soup. Well, how do you do that? Easy. Go once again either to Walmart or either Publix. Get the cabbage that's already shredded up. Get you some either bone broth or either the seasoning. Now me, we use Knox bouillon, the powder. My daughters, we all use it. It's in this big thing, and we put it into our seasonings. We put it in our foods to where that we don't need to use a lot of seasonings, and we put a little bit of that powder in there. Boy, that stuff come out good. I'm learning how to cook Nigerian food, so I made some pepper soup. In Nigeria, they put it over rice. I didn't. I bought me a bag of hash brown potatoes from Walmart, frozen. That was loose. They just had the potatoes cut up that are loose, and put it all in there, blend it up, and my God, my God, my God, that was some good soup. I ain't gonna lie, it was some good soup. There are ways that you can do it, and it's not expensive. You can do it. You might say, "Well, I don't go out much." Get those pods that you can grow your own food. That you can grow your own food. And if you have a 2-bedroom apartment and you're not using it, put those pods put the thing in your bedroom, and let them grow. And while everybody else is going through changes, you sitting there eating and enjoying life. It can't it can be done. You don't play with your health. You don't play with it. Young people, people like making ice cream. I mean, like eating ice cream. Blue Bunny. I was really shocked when I learned what they put in Blue Bunny ice cream to make it so soft. I said, you know what? I'll make my own ice cream, and it's simple. It's very simple. Just get you some whipped cream, that heavy cream. Let it boil down to break down the enzymes, and add some vanilla or any type of flavoring you want to add. If you want monk sugar, add monk sugar. If you want pure cane sugar, Use pure cane sugar. Don't use the granulated sugar. Use pure cane sugar. And just stir it and put it in a container that is not going to break, and put it in the refrigerator. You have your milk. You have your ice cream. It can be done, but you got to want it to be done. It can be done. Crackers. Today I'm going to do it. I learned how to make my own crackers. And there are two types of crackers. Okay, you have those chick crackers, the chicken crackers. I don't know if you all remember that. I remember growing up as a little girl, and my grandmother loved them things. Them things them things were good. But I learned off for all recipe that only thing I need to do is get me a big plastic bag, one of those freezer bags, and make the mixture. Put some unsalty crackers in the bag and make up the mixture. I use the olive oil and add seasoning. But instead of doing that today, because I'm going to the store, and I get done with this, I'm going to the store and I'm going to get the unsalted crackers, which is like $1 and some cent, and use the olive oil and take the seasoning, the Knox chicken bouillon seasoning, and put it into the oil and put the oil over the crackers and just let them set. Those are good and they're very healthy. And you might say, but the salt, you can get the less salt bouillon cubes. Or either, if you don't want to do that, add your own seasoning. Publix, where you dip the bread into the seasoning, you can use those. Just put it in the olive oil and stir it up real good, and then put the crackers in it. You got it. There are ways that you can do it. But here's the thing, you gotta want to do it. And it's less expensive. You have to learn how to prevent things. Cancer can be prevented. It can. And how you prevent cancer? By going to the doctor. If you gotta go every year. Me, I don't want colon cancer. So what I do, I check my bowels every time I go. If I have to use Delculax, because the medications that I take can have you constipated. So if I take Delculax and make my bowels move, that's what I'm going to do. Or molasses coffee. Molasses coffee is very good. And I did a show on molasses coffee where you can go and get the molasses, the real molasses. It has all the minerals and the vitamins in it. And take your teaspoon, add you some half and half milk, and drink it just like coffee. And how I know it works, because I went to the doctor when I went and got my kidney tested, and they looked at magnesium perfect. Everything was perfect. They said, whatever you're doing, keep on doing. We want to push this thing up to remission. Can it be done? Yes, it can. But here's the keys. Not stressing over stuff. Limit my salt intake. Follow the medical advice. Keep the blood pressure down. and doing what I have to do. Your grocery store is your pharmacy. Forget about all the bad stuff, processed stuff. Forget about all that. Produce. Matter of fact, grow your own produce with those pods. I'm going to put the link because I'm working with Amazon now as an influencer. Do it. It can be done. If you want to go vegan, because God knows the stuff they put in the meats now, I don't want no part of that. Learn how to make vegan bacon. It can be done if you want it to be done. And like I say, if it's just you, no children, go. Fix your, if you got 2 bedrooms, make it even better. If you got 2 bedrooms, make that bedroom your spa room. If you don't want to do the living room, make the bedroom your spa room. Put you a nice screen up. Get you a movie projector, not yeah, movie projector. Watch some nice videos, something that comforts you. Put that inflatable tub in there, or not read you a book or meditate. One or two. And you might say, well, how am I empty the water? If you cover that water up, that water can stay. It's hot as especially here in Florida. As hot as it is here in Florida, you don't need no hot tub. Or do better than that. Amazon got this thing now that you can put in your bathroom, and it can make your tub be a jet one of those jet tubs. You can do it. It can be done. But here is the thing. Do you want it done? Do you want that all right, this is July, August, September, October, November, December. You got 5 months to change before we go into 2027. And I don't know about y'all, but I want to be healthy. And thank God, knock on wood, I'm getting there. While everybody talking about the world going to end, I'm saying to myself, I'm going to live as long as I can. Be grateful. Don't, and I learned this the other day. You know how some people say, um, well, I'm grateful that I'm not like this person who's homeless. I could be homeless. That's not gratitude, because you're comparing yourself to what they're going through. Don't do that. Just say, I'm grateful that I'm alive. I have gratitude that I have food on my table. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. In the midst of the things that I'm dealing with, I'm in my little room. I'm very grateful for that. Very grateful. I'm grateful for our apartment. I'm very grateful. Because the Bible said if you're grateful over the little things, He will reward you on bigger things. You have got to learn to be grateful. And this is the problem, that people are not. They're not grateful. I was sharing this with my partner, and him and I was talking, and I shared this with him. I said, instead of worrying about what's going on with the government, why not worry about you? Why not worry about us? So many people, they feel that the government has power over. It doesn't. They make you feel that way. If you're on Social Security, yes, Social Security is getting crazy now. But at the end of the day, I went to the bank because I had my 401k and I had to pull it out. And I was shocked. Oh my God. I was so shocked at the money that I got back off of that thing. It was like, are you serious? So my daughter and I, we was talking. So what I did, I went to my bank and I said, look, I said, this is what I have on 401k. They took out a lot and they said, yeah. So they said, you can open up money market for like 2 grand, or you can open up a CD for 1 grand and get all the interest. I said, I'm going for the CD for 1,000. And so what I would like to share with you all is this. If you get in Social Security, take $10 or $20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, or however you can to make 1,000. If you can take $100 and just put it to the side to get $100, do it. I mean, to get $1,000, do it, and then go to the bank and get a CD. I would rather do that and do 401k. 401k seems good, but when you really look at it, it's not good. I wouldn't advise nobody to do a 401k because what they take out of it. Give a good example, and I'm not ashamed to admit this, and this will help somebody. I had over $500 in my 401k. When I got my money, I only got $294. Where did the rest go? Taxes and something else they was talking about. And it was like, are you freaking serious? I learned from that. I learned. So stop worrying about Jesus coming back. Stop listening to all that because we don't know when the good Lord is coming back. Start focusing on you for now. They're talking about we might have a blackout. Okay? Go to Walmart. I'm going to put some different links into the description thing. Go to Walmart and get those kits. They can last you for at least about a whole month or two. They might can last you even longer than that. You might say, but how am I cook on it? Get you one of those propane grills. Amazon is coming through with a lot of stuff. Lights. Get you as many batteries, LED lights that you possibly can. So you can have to light up. Just in case if the electric go out. And I just found out here yesterday that Samsung and some of the other companies have created battery TVs. I was shocked. I was shocked because I was just talking about this. I said, then we need to get a battery TV, and I said, I hope somebody created, and they said, yeah, they have created it. A battery TV. I'm gonna go to Amazon and I'm gonna put the link up into the description box. Stop stressing. Start learning how to rest. Stop worrying about, is the Lord coming? Stop all that. Start resting. Right now, HIV is high on the rise. In Atlanta, Georgia, it's booming. Nigeria is booming. Start taking better care of yourselves with that situation. You might say, and I know this is going to hit a lot of Christian people. I know it is. But frankly, I don't care. Find you a good toy. I have to be honest with you. Y'all know how I am. I'm very honest with you. Find you a good toy. Satisfy yourself. Oh, it's wrong to do that. It's wrong. The Bible speaks. There's no scripture in the Bible that speaks about masturbation. Show me the scripture and I'll come back and take care of it. And I don't have no problems in apologizing. But you have to think about your health. I think they said over 1 million people. I think, I'm not sure, I don't want to quote it, but it's a lot of people in Atlanta that are affected with AIDS. Google it. Google it. Nigeria, other parts of Africa, and could be other parts of America. Take care of you. This going from one person to another, it doesn't add up. Take care of you. Learn how to eliminate stress and get proper rest. That's the key. Because the Bible says it's not the little foxes that would get you in trouble, it's the big foxes. While people are jumping down on people doing masturbation, while people are jumping down on people with same sex, and I am against same sex, but I don't go around and cut up on them because it's their lives. You got preachers that are out here stealing money. You got preachers that are preying on little children. You got preachers that are to the place that they're fed up with people messing with them. All of that is going on. You got these little teeny beanie, these little housewife preachers. They got more dirt behind them than anything in this world. Only thing, they just know how to cover it. So if a woman is protecting care of her body, what business is somebody else? The Bible said, don't let your right hand know what your left hand do. It's none of nobody's business what you do in your own home. It's none of nobody's business unless you go out here and talk about it. Learn to keep your business in your home. Not even your friends got anything to do with what you do in your home. It's between you and God. And trust me when I tell you this. If God come to you and tell you that masturbation is wrong, he would do it in a way that it would not even make you feel guilty. He would just come to you and say, my daughter or my son, don't give which is holy to the dogs. He would tell you that. And then the only thing you have to do is just say, forgive me, God, and go about your merry way. That's it. That's it. So what I'm saying in this particular show, I've jumped onto 10 subjects. I really have. And then I realized it. We started on rest. And oh my God. We started on rest and have jumped all the way down And what happened was I was getting some ideas. I was getting some ideas, and I end up having 10 ideas. Oh my God. Whoo, God. But it all come into the same thing. Take care of yourselves. Listen to your body. Listen to your body. And learn how to do prevention work. And when you learn how to do that, you will see that you have a better outcome, that you will enjoy life a whole lot better. A whole lot better. Now, I have a special announcement to make. I have just created a series on Super Cool. I like that platform. I just have created a WMBT University Hospital, where I've created characters to talk about different things. One of the right now I'm waiting for them to go back and redo some things. Have you ever seen when you're looking at some of the little movies, the AI movies, and how, just say an example, if a wife is talking, the husband would say what the wife is supposed to say. No, no, that's not right. So I've had to report it so they can. It's a technical thing where they can switch it over, but it will be coming out on my TV network on Roku. I'm very excited about it. It's gonna be a series. Gonna try to get it done. Do a series every week. And I hope that you all will enjoy is talking about a lot of different subjects. And I pray that you all will enjoy it. And also, if you want to buy the series, you can go on to Super Cool. I have my own store there. And so the first one is $14.99. But I don't want you to buy just one. I want you to buy the whole collectible. So the series is going to be pretty big, because this is what I'm planning on doing. Because when I was a little girl, I always wanted to create my own movies. I really have. And this is something I enjoy doing. Um, our magazine is getting ready to go global. It's getting ready to go global. We're working on getting things together. Also, I will be bringing on different people to do interviews. But right now, we're in the process of doing things in the apartment, and I can't do it. Um, I'm hoping to move very soon to where that I can have my own studio, to where I can have my own studio, and I can be able to do this. And so yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. So thank you all. I didn't mean for the show to go this long, but thank you all for listening. And I was all over the place because I got confused, because when they send me the list, they send me the list, and the list was supposed to give me different subjects, and I end up doing all the subjects. So please forgive me, but I hope that you all enjoy it. And until next week, be encouraged, be prayerful, and know that God loves you. I love you, and we're going to make it no matter what. Because remember, everything that you do for God, it stands. What I'm doing this unto God. I'm not doing it unto man. I'm not doing it to get recognition. God will give me the recognition, because the recognition is, if somebody listens to the podcast, I'm saving somebody's life. That right there means more to me than anything. And to have over 100,000 people to download my podcast shows, that means more to me than anything in this world. On top of that, to have 400 and some followers, that means more to me than anything. And I'm very grateful, more than you ever know. So yeah, keep on listening. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great week. Until next Sunday, take care. Be blessed.